Hey guys, it's Shadow Artie here, and I'm back with another 6th Gen Wi-Fi battle. Today we got a UU match against Keek, and looking at his team, some possible threats is definitely that Skeptile because it's probably his Mega, and my team just does not work well with Skeptile, so that's definitely going to be a threat. He's also got a Galvantula with Sticky Web, most likely, so that's going to suck. I do have a Fortress with Rapid Spin, so that should be nice. I also have a Focus Sash Alakazam with Calm Mind, so I can potentially live any one hit, so just in case that Mega Sceptile does decide to destroy my team, I still have the Alakazam, which can take at least one hit. So why don't we see how this match goes? So I'm actually going to lead off with my Noivern, and I'm actually Choice Specs, and Noivern has really good speed, so he's actually going to decide to lead off with his Galvantula, and that's fine by me because I know that Galvantulas normally aren't Choice Scarfed, so that means I can outspeed him and land a U-turn, and break his Sash potentially. As long as he's not Scarfed, I outspeed him, and as you can see, I do outspeed him, get a crit, you know, whatever. I don't really care because I just want to break this thing's Focus Sash. As he is going to set up his Sticky Web, I decided to bring in my Alakazam first turn, predict very heavily now as he goes for the Sticky Web. Alakazam does outspeed Galvantula, so I can just take this thing down with the Psyshock. So the Galvantula does go down, so that's really awesome. I still have the Fortress on the back of my team, so eventually I will be able to Rapid Spin these hazards away. He decides to go into the Heracross now, and the way that he brought it in, I'm assuming that it's Choice Scarfed. My Heracross is also Choice Scarfed, and I'm Jolly, so that should be interesting. I decided to bring in my Fortress now because I can take any physical hit he wants to go for. I'm predicting he's probably going to go for the Close Combat, predicting the switch, but he actually decides to go for the Mega Horn. That's interesting, and he ends up missing anyway. It wouldn't have done much anyway, but he actually decides to bring in the Espeon now as predicting the hazards, but because he does have Magic Bounce, but actually decide to Rapid Spin. Great play on my part, knowing that he has an Espeon in the back of his team. So the Sticky Web does go away, but I really can't put up hazards against this Espeon. I decide to go into my Florges now because I can take any special attack that he wants to go for. He decides to go for a Shadow Ball, and I notice that he's Life Orb, so that's going to be interesting to know because I can potentially stall out this Espeon. As long as he doesn't have Calm Mind, I think I should be fine. He then shows me the Psyshock, a bit unfortunate because I'm not that physically bulky, not does a crazy ton of damage. I have to decide. I actually decide to go for the Wish now and just let Florges die because really I don't want to have any other Pokemon take unnecessary damage. Even if I bring in my Fortress, he could just go for a special attack. So that's not going to be really helpful for me in that situation. I decide to switch now, go into my Noivern, knowing that I can pretty much live any hit he wants to go for, and then heal back the HP with the Wish. So that's going to be really awesome. He's going to go for the Psyshock. As you can see, I take that not well, but Noivern has just enough bulk to take it, and I pretty much heal all that HP back. I decided to just go for the U-turn, get Switch Initiative once again, and it unfortunately does not take him down. I know it wasn't going to. I am Choice Specs. I don't have any attacking EVs. So I have to switch out now. I get Switch Initiative. I just decided to leave my Florges pretty much now in as Death Fodder. I really don't need it at this point because the Espeon has the Psyshock, and I don't want anyone else taking it. Like I said, the Fortress does not. He could switch up his moves, basically. So, pretty much I could bring in Noivern again and just go for a U-turn again. He is going to get Switch Initiative because U-turn lets me pick what Pokemon I want first. He actually decides to conserve his Espeon for later for my Fortress for Magic Bouncing. He decides to go into his Heracross. Nice play because he quad resists the U-turn. And I can just get Switch Initiative against this Heracross. So, I can pretty much bring in anyone I want now. And I'm predicting, well, I decided to bring in my Fortress once again because I could take any physical hit he wants to go for. He decides to go for the knockoff. Nice play on his part. He gets rid of my leftovers I think I have on this thing. Yeah, leftovers. So I actually decided to go for the Gyro Ball now. I'm slow as hell, so I know this is going to do a crazy ton of damage. It just lives. I can even get a crit, so that's going to suck for my opponent. I kind of wish I didn't get a crit there because I have hacked him out a little bit. He decides to bring in the Skeptile now, as I actually go for the rocks. Very risky play on my part, because had he brought in the Espeon, those rocks would bounce back on my side of the field. Now, he decides to Mega Evolve here. I knew this because I actually carry Protect. I wanted to scout what move this Mega Sceptile wanted to go for. I assume he had HP Fire, but I just wanted to confirm just in case. I know that Skeptile gets Focus Blast also, so that's going to be interesting. I decide to go for the Protect, and now I just actually decide to go into my Licky. Like I said, I do know this thing has the Focus Blast, but I am max HP, max special defense. I know I can take one focus blast, and I had the Custap berry, so I can hit this thing with an explosion and explode right in his face. That focus blast does a ton. It actually was a crit, actually, and now I have my Custap berry, and I decided to go for the explosion, and this is just so funny. You're gonna see. Look at this. Look at this damage right now. So I knock him out. I have no attacking EVs, by the way. Look at that. It's a clean one-hit KO with no attacking EVs, and I do take down the Mega Sceptile. That was probably my favorite part of this whole match. So the Sceptile is going to go down, and now he's going to decide to bring in his Heracross. I'm assuming that it's his Choice Scarf, which I thought what it was earlier. But however, I did put up the rock, so the Heracross is going to die. So I have my Choice Scarf Heracross on the field, and I can pretty much go for whatever move I want to whatever he wants to bring in. He decides to bring in the Roselia now, and that's interesting because normally people carry Roserade in this tier. He carries the Roselia, I'm sorry, with the Eviolite. I decided to just go for the knockoff because I know this thing has the Eviolite. Knock down this thing's Eviolite, and pretty much this Roselia doesn't have as much defense. He decides to go for the Leech Seed now. I'm going to decide to switch here because knockoff isn't really going to do any more damage with his item knocked off. So I actually just decide to go into my Noivern. I pretty much don't need it at this point. Even if he kills me or if he goes for another Leech Seed, that's fine with me because either way, this Roselia is going to go down and he's going to be forced to switch. So he goes for the Sludge Bomb, you know, whatever. He actually gets the poison. A bit unfortunate, but you know, what are you going to do? I do carry Flamethrower on this Noivern, and I am going to go for that. I probably should have went for the Dragon Pulse, honestly, because he does still have that Umbreon, and I don't get stabbed. So, yeah, that's going to be a little bit annoying. And, yeah, so Flamethrower isn't really going to do anything. Look at this damage. I'm Choice Specs, by the way. And look at that damage. Like, that did, like, 2% damage. I was really disappointed by that damage. At this point, I just want my Noivern to die to poison or for him to kill me because I don't want to take unnecessary damage from my other Pokemon. I can bring in Heracross eventually and just hit this thing with a close combat, and it's easily going to be a one-hit KO. As he's just going to go for the Curse. That's actually a bit scary because he can potentially live a close combat if he sets up enough curses. So I definitely have to watch out. So at this point, I just want Poison to kill me. Like I said, I'm just going to keep spamming Flamethrower. I don't want any of my other Pokemon taking unnecessary damage. Unfortunately, that last Poison does not kill me. Very, very unfortunate there. I just go for the Flamethrower. It's not going to kill. He's just going to go for another Curse. Very smart play on his part. I mean, why wouldn't he, right? So at this point, I'm going to die to Poison, and then I can just bring in Heracross. Even if he brings in the Roselia, I can still close combat, and it should kill because he doesn't have his Eviolite anymore. So either way, close combat's still going to do a ton of damage, and I'm going to get a Moxie boost either way. So even if he decides to switch the Umbreon, I probably should, if I was him, I'd probably stay in just to see if I could take one, because I think he's at, what, +2 defense right now. I decided to go for the close combat. He's actually going to switch, go into his Roselia, thinking that he could probably take a close combat. Again, rocks are up. He's going to take Stealth Rock damage, and I can outspeed this Roselia, so even if the first close combat doesn't kill, the second one definitely will. So look at that damage. The first close combat is easily enough to take him down, and yeah, so that's a dead Roselia. And I believe his final Pokemon is that Umbreon. And as soon as he brings that one in, I get my Moxie boost, and I can just kill him with a close combat. So pretty much that's going to be the... Actually, no, he has the Espeon still. What am I saying? Yeah, so I'm actually just... Actually, no, wait. The Espeon dies to Stealth Rocks anyway, so that doesn't matter. And now his last Pokemon is going to be that Umbreon. So now... Sorry about that. So now his last Pokemon is the Umbreon. I can just go for this close combat. And that pretty much is going to be the game there. So he really can't do anything. And that is going to be, I believe, a 4-0 victory in my favor. It was still a good match. So hopefully you guys did enjoy today's battle. If you did, definitely leave a like, a favorite, and a subscription. And I will catch you guys in the next one. This is Shadowardy signing out. Peace, guys.